If you keep this up, then I'll let you in, 'cause you have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you almost make me fall in love.
All right. So this is week number 8 of our marathon training program. So we're halfway through. Welcome to Run Tall, and I always appreciate you guys tuning in. So thanks for that. And as always, I'm Tim. The format for today's video is a little bit different than what I've done in the past because we are at that halfway mark. So I thought I'd start out and give a summary of the first 8 weeks, miles and that kind of stuff. And then I'll share with you the workouts I completed for week number 8. But before I get into that, I'm going to set my coffee aside. Yes, I'm caffeinated up today, so that's pretty awesome. I already had the long run, I got back from that about 2 hours ago. So I'm just a tad bit on the tired side, but I've had a chance to shower, and that kind of woke me up, I guess, because I burned a lot of energy out on today's long run. All right, so I'm going to just set that aside. And before I do all that, UPS just came to my door, so they dropped off a package for me. So I'm going to open that up. I'm pretty sure I know what it is because it's coming from Running Lab. Now, Running Lab is a relatively local shop for me. They're out of Brighton, Michigan. And, I order pairs of shoes from there periodically. I get a lot of my shoes from Roadrunner Sports because I'm a VIP member there, so I get a bit of a discount. But you have to pay for that. You have to pay for the membership fee. For me, because I buy a lot of shoes to review on the channel, it's worth it. But for others, it might not be. But for me, I do save a bit of money doing it that way. But I also buy a lot of shoes from Running Warehouse, Jackrabbit Sports, basically wherever I can get the best deal, because I buy all my own shoes to review on the channel, and it can get pretty expensive. So Running Labs, kudos to you guys. I'll give you a shout out. I'm sure no one from there watches my channel, but hey, you can find them online. And so if you might want to do a little shopping and you're looking around, you can always check them out. I seem to have pretty good luck with them, finding shoes that I can't necessarily find other places at times. And they sent me an email 2 days ago, talking about a shoe that I'm pretty excited about that I haven't really seen any fanfare for. It's the Nike Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. Okay, so I loved the Turbo 2, and I was so disappointed when they didn't come out with the Turbo 3. So I'm really excited to try this shoe out. And when I saw that they were taking orders for it, now I thought it was going to be like a pre-order for this shoe to come out later on. But to my surprise, I got an email yesterday. Now, I ordered it 2 days ago. I got it yesterday. It was coming today, going to be shipped out or arriving today. So within 2 days, they're at my doorstep. Can't beat that. And so I will be running in this shoe here shortly. I think tomorrow's a rest day, so Monday. I'll get to give this one a try. Lots of ZoomX foam. It's a little bit different. I understand that they're using recycled ZoomX foam in the midsole. So pretty excited to try this out because I just absolutely love the Turbo 2. It still is one of my favorite running shoes of all time, I think, for just that all-arounder that want to pick up the pace. It wasn't without some problems for sure. There were a few issues, but I'm excited to try this one out. I think it's going to be awesome. All right, so now on to week number 8. And to help us with a little bit of a summary, and first I'm going to say, you guys don't judge my penmanship. I might have retired from the field of education. I worked as an administrator, so my penmanship isn't terrific. So I wasn't a teacher, but kudos to all of you teachers who are getting ready to start school this year. I hope you have a terrific school year. You're grossly underpaid and underappreciated, but just know that people like myself do appreciate the things that you do every day to educate our kids. So, all right, I'm going to get off my soapbox there. So what I did is to kind of summarize, and I went down and just picked up some poster board because I thought it would be nice to chart it out so that you could see it visually. And I talked a little bit about mileage, I don't know, maybe a few weeks ago. But what I thought was interesting, I'm using the Garmin Intermediate Self-Guided Training Program as I prepare for the Detroit Marathon. Same program that I used to help me prepare for Bayshore, but I had lots of issues with that. But it turned out great. I can't argue with the results that I got, even though I got injured halfway through. I still followed all of the workouts and was able to come up with a pretty good time to complete that marathon. And even though I hadn't run the second half pretty much, but I was able to do the workouts. I just had to modify them a bit. So let's just go ahead and take a look and see. So here we got miles and then the weeks, 1 through 8. And you can see visually that this program starts out relatively low in terms of mileage, but then it jumps right up. So I went from 28 to 35 for the second week, but then it drops back down. So we kind of slowly ratchets our way up. So 28, 35, 31, then up to 42, and then down to 31. Now this is week 5. So starting with week 6, we kind of level off here a little bit. So 37, 42, 43. So we're kind of evening out there towards the end. I'll be curious to see what weeks 9 through 16 look like, because I haven't run 9 through 16 because I got injured halfway through the last training block where I was using this plan. I had to use my stationary bike and my mountain bike and do all kinds of other creative types of activities to build up or maintain my level of fitness so that I could stand a chance of running Bayshore. But like I said, it did work for me, and that's why I'm so excited to try this again. Hopefully I'll get through it without incident and be able to run the entire 16 weeks. But so that's that. And then I'm going to flip it over because I thought we'd also take a look at the types of workouts that it's having me do. Now, they have me basically doing 4 different types of workouts. And the workouts have varied between running 4 days one week, and then 5 days the next week, and then 4 days, and then 5 days. And so in total, for the last 8 weeks, I ran 36 different times for a total of 289 miles so far. So not super high mileage when you think about it, and you see some of these guys that are phenomenal athletes. Right? So I seem to be having a little bit of technical difficulties. For some reason, my camera just shut off. I don't know, maybe got a poltergeist going on here or something. So anyway, I'm going to pick up where I left off. So, in terms of mileage, again, 289 miles. And I was just kind of remarking that some athletes, especially towards the upper end, those elite athletes will run upwards around 100 miles a week in preparing for their marathon. I'm not an elite athlete. I'm your everyday runner. I do okay at most races, especially in my age group. But I'm certainly not at that elite level by any means. So for me, 289 miles, first 8 weeks, and I had 4 different types of workouts that I've been doing, and that will continue on for the next 8 weeks as well. So recovery runs, easy runs, speed days, and then the long run. For recovery runs, I've had just 8 of those. So for a total of 41 miles. Easy runs, just 2. So 8 is about 22% of the time. 2 is 6% roughly for just 11 miles. And then speed work, 18 out of 36. So half the time I've been doing speed work. Now the speed work there's been a lot of variety in the speed work, mostly running intervals, but I did have a couple of fartlek runs in there, but even the intervals change. So I'm not running the same intervals every single time. Sometimes I might be running 6 minutes with 90 seconds to recover, and then I repeat it 5 times, for example. Or I might run for 10 minutes with 2 minutes to recover, and I might repeat that 3 times. Or I might be running 1K, so you get the idea. But so even though I'm running at half the time, there's a lot of variety in the way that they're having me do those intervals, and I appreciate that. I think that variety is the key to building and maintaining your fitness level. And then for the long run, of course, 1 of those a week on Saturdays, which is today, for a total of 115 miles. The other interesting thing about this intermediate training program that Garmin, I apologize, my camera keeps cutting out, so it might look a little bit disjointed as I have to kind of paste these segments together. But so what I was saying is that, not only is there a variety of the different types of workouts that I'm doing, the recovery, easy, speed days, long runs, but also the days of the week are changing as well. So last week, I think I ran 4 days in a row, and then, I had a day of rest, and then I ran 3 days. And it's not always on the same days of the week. So this week, for example, I started out running on Sunday, which normally has been in the past a rest day. So I think it kind of keeps your body guessing, a little bit. And I think that just helps us to improve our overall fitness and help us prepare to run that 26.2 miles. So that's just a bit of a quick summary of the first 8 weeks. We got 8 more weeks to go. And just based on what they're having me do so far, I think total mileage-wise, I'm probably going to run somewhere around 500 to 550 miles in order to prepare for Detroit here in mid-October. So let's take a closer look at this week's workouts, week number 8. To do that, I'm just going to kick it back to myself on the days that I completed those workouts to give you a little bit more detail and to share with you my results. Hey everybody, so it is Sunday, the start of week number 8, and I'm out running today. Normally I'm not. Usually Sundays are a rest day for me, but today I've got a recovery run that's planned. So I'm going to run for 30 minutes and have a 10 minutes to cool down. It'll be nice to do a little recovery run after yesterday's long run. So I'm just going to get into it.
If you keep this up, then I'll let you in, 'cause you have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you almost make me fall in love. Yeah, you got me hypnotized under your spell. I know I'll go home with you tonight. Oh, wanna get you closer to my body. Wanna feel your hands all over me.
Hey everybody, it is Monday and I'm going to be doing some speed work today. I've got 30 minutes of hard running on tap. The format is I'm going to warm up for 10 minutes and then I'm going to run at threshold for 10 minutes. I'll have 90 seconds to recover and I'll repeat that 3 different times for that total of 30 minutes of hard running at threshold pace, and then I'll cool down for 10 minutes afterwards. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have any run footage to show you of this workout today because when I went to turn on my camera, I didn't realize till I got down here that I forgot to put my SD card back in it. So, hey, it happens. So we're just going to go with the flow. All right, I'm going to get into it. So overall, I think the workout went pretty well. I think the second 10 minutes was probably my quickest getting around the track. For whatever reason, I seem to have a little bit of a hard time today just getting into the rhythm. But I felt like I still got a pretty solid workout. One of the issues that I was facing with today, however, is I didn't sleep real well yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, I was out mowing my mom's lawn. Okay, so it's a bit of a story, so hang on, bear with me. And she lives out in the country, and she has some trees that had fallen down, and it ended up with some stumps. Well, those stumps get a lot of weeds that grow up around them. So I grabbed the weed whip after I got done mowing to knock some of those down and make it look a little nicer. And there was a big old bee's nest, a lot of bees that just come boiling out of this old rotted stump. And they stung the crap out of my legs. And so, I probably got at least a half a dozen bee stings. Not enough where I had to go into the emergency room, but enough where, I wasn't feeling terrific last night. And so I didn't sleep really well, and I can still feel the sting in my legs, believe it or not, today. So a little bit of bee stings to deal with at the start of this week. And anyway, so tomorrow's a rest. Everybody, it is Wednesday. We're well into week 8 of our marathon training, and today I've got a recovery run scheduled, so it should be pretty fun. I'm going to run 30 minutes around the track with 10 minutes to cool down afterwards. Today is Thursday, and I'm going to be running intervals today. So the format is I'm going to warm up for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to run pretty much at threshold pace for 1 kilometer, and then I'll have 90 seconds to recover. And then I'm going to repeat that sequence 6 different times. And then I'll end the workout with 10 minutes to cool down. And you might be able to tell from the scenery that's behind me that I'm not at the local track today, and that's because school's back in session. So I decided to come down to my local state park where I've got some paved roads and things that I can, pick up the pace and not really have to worry too much about traffic. So I think it's going to work out just fine. All right, I'm going to get to it.
This world made sense up till today. I can see the colors now, no black and white. If you keep this up, then I'll stay the night. 'Cause you have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you almost make me fall in love. Yeah, you got me hypnotized under your spell. I know I'll go home with you tonight. Oh, wanna get you closer to my...
Oh my goodness. So it felt a little harder than usual, but I had some hills to run today. So it just what seemed like at that 1K distance that when I'd finish an interval, I was always at the bottom of the hill.
So by the time I did that 90-second recovery down and kind of come back, I was starting the next interval at the bottom of the hill. And it seemed to be working that way at both ends. So, you know, at one point I had glanced down, I think it was maybe the third interval or so, and I glanced down at my watch to see how fast I was going. And I don't usually do that, but I just felt like I was really working hard trying to get up this hill to start. And when I got to the top, I looked down and I was running like a 7:30-minute mile. So, you know, I guess on the upside is you do get to come downhill eventually, but boy, it sure seemed like it was a lot of work today. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and jump in the shower, stretch, and all that kind of good stuff. All right, we'll see you on Saturday.
Hey everybody, it is Saturday morning, which means it's the long run day. I'm all geared up for it. Got my hydration vest on and a couple of Goo Octanes with me. So the format for today is I'm going to run for 2 hours and 45 minutes. About 10 minutes to cool down afterwards. So I'm really looking forward to it. I feel pretty good today, although I'm tired. I didn't sleep really well last night, but my legs feel pretty good. So I think we're off to a good start. All right, I'm just going to get into it.
Feel your hands all over me. Gonna make them jealous, everybody. 'Cause you know we got it, chemistry. I get all around me. I get chemistry. I get.
So that about wraps it up for this week's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it for you. As always, run tall, run strong, be kind to one another. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on Run Tall with Tim.